So we may have a problem. I've seen this trend with AI, everybody's favorite word, that started with faceless channels, which essentially are AI-generated voices powered by ChatGPT scripts. We've seen instances where even some companies out there have taken MKBHD's voice, cloned it, and then used that for a product ad for themselves.
Okay, so this is the new metal card from Dot. I've heard a lot of great things about them, so let's just get right into it.
It gets better though, because it seemingly has evolved into talking head clone videos or avatars. Some are frightening, some aren't as terrible, but it looks like it's also made its way into the tech space, and I feel like it's about to get a lot worse.
In this video, I will list the best Black Friday monitor deals that you should definitely not miss.
My name is Jeff.
Yo, Jonathan here, and I had no intention on making this video, at least right now. I know I've wanted to talk about AI from my perspective and how much I kind of hate it. I will touch on that, but mainly I was on YouTube looking up fitness trackers and I stumbled across this channel. Something immediately felt off, and probably red flag number one for me at least was the B-roll. It's essentially a PNG over a backdrop that's trying to replicate or mimic a tech review product shot, aka a tripod pan. Some of the backdrops are bizarre, and there's usually one element in that picture that's moving, and I guess that's supposed to sell the magic and say, hey, I am not a PNG over a backdrop, I am a real video. The other thing with these PNGs is they don't always seem to be scaled properly, or at least in contrast to the backdrop, so in some cases they look hilariously large. This happens for smartphones, monitors, TVs, cameras, drones. It is the same thing every time. At first glance, you probably wouldn't think this guy was a clone or AI generated or an avatar. There's different hairstyles, different clothes, but the deeper you look, the more off it feels. Now, this channel has over 200,000 subscribers. So on one hand, you might think, oh, well, that at least adds some validity to things. But on the other hand, you're also kind of thinking, how does content like this amass over 200,000 subscribers? The second red flag is the upload rate and consistency, because this dude is banging them out one after another after another. They're all essentially the same video. At their core, they are Amazon affiliate links that are disguised and packaged into product tier list videos. Side note, one thing that's always kind of burned my soul with a tech product review B-roll shot is when it's panning, 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 you then arrive on this perfect center composition, and then the pan just keeps going. It's a really cool way to lead the viewer's eye towards the product, and then when you blow past that composition, it kind of defeats the point. You could absolutely keep going if you were doing it with the intention of ending it on a third and then adding text, but I would say a majority of the time, if it's just a product, try ending it in the center, and it's so much more satisfying. It certainly isn't impossible to output that many videos, but when you start to play them back to back to back, you'll see that they're essentially carbon copy clones.
In this video, I will list the best Black Friday headphone deals that you should definitely not miss. In this video, I will list the best Black Friday gaming monitor deals that you should definitely not miss. In this video, I will list the best Black Friday gaming laptop deals that you should definitely not miss.
The guy never says his name. There are no social links that link directly to him. The thumbnails are all random ass dudes that aren't him. And while I do think this is a real guy to some degree, I think the current iteration is absolutely some sort of AI clone or avatar, especially when you look into something like HeyGen and the people that are using it. This is Jay Richardson. He creates content, loves AI, clones, avatars, photography, is apparently best friends with Timon. I ended up so deep down the rabbit hole that I somehow watched this entire video, and let me tell you, there is some wild stuff in here.
Hello everyone, how you doing? I DM everybody every day. I've been talking about HeyGen for about a whole year. The first time I was able to clone myself, I was like, yeah, I need to clone it myself. I was tired of working.
That's off to a bad start.
This is when people thought I was really crazy. You know, I was like, clone you. They were like, no, what is cloning? Everything that you're about to see is all clones.
And you might ask, what do we do? Like, what we do is we try to bring in tourism to the most luxurious places in the world. We show other sides of Mexico in different places that you might not normally ever see. Man,
it's one thing too where it's like, people got catfished without this. This is going to take catfishing to a different level. And in this example, what he's doing is using AI clones or avatars to create these versions of travel videos. So not only could you potentially be catfished with the person, but you could show up to this location or facility or resort and it is nothing like the video.
What's really interesting is that a lot of the homes that are like the one behind me look as if they're quite expensive when you look online, but these homes accommodate up to 20.
I know we talk with our hands, but it just feels like it's trying to replicate someone talking like a human. Same thing I noticed with the camera movements as well. Like camera shake is one thing, but it feels very exaggerated. Oof.
The reason why it's important to do avatars right now or understand it is because there's going to be a wide gap, or there's a wide separation. You know, people are still just using ChatGPT. They don't even understand. They're not even at this level. We've been doing this for a year. You know, we've been making avatars and doing content for a year, and then I got a hold of some communities where my guys are, I'm like, how do you keep putting out this content so fast? Like, you know, something happens right away, like something happens in the news, and within 10 minutes, they have a video up, chopped up, ready to go. I'm like, these are some of the fastest video editors I've ever seen in my entire life.
That part specifically makes me feel weird just because we're already in this rat race where it's content, content, content. There's so much video. It's never been easier or more accessible to get into making something. So anybody can make a YouTube channel, anybody can make a podcast. We don't have a shortage of video. But in this case, what our boy is talking about is you essentially skip the step of making the video. So if there's a breaking piece of news, it's like, forget turning on the camera or putting in any kind of real work, just toss in the script, wait for your avatar minion to do its thing, and content.
It allows you to keep producing content, keep getting content out there without the burden of, man, I have to shoot, make sure the lighting's ready. For the ladies, I got to put on makeup, do my hair. You know, it's a lot. You know, people don't understand how much goes into content creation.
So I think that highlights a couple things. One, yes, it is a lot of work to make videos, and it is probably more than people realize. But to get to the point where you're saying, hey, it's so much work to turn on the camera, to worry about lighting, to throw on your makeup or comb your hair or brush your teeth or put on clothes or wear pants, and we're just going to instead skip that and bypass that. If that's the case, you probably shouldn't be making videos.
The cool thing is HeyGen has built-in protections to make sure your privacy stays safe, even when using avatars. Actually, I'm in the audience right now while Jay typed this out to demo how avatars can even talk about privacy.
Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Imagine that, you know, I have a loved one, grandpa, grandma, and they have a great story to tell. I would have them forever and be able to speak, you know. She's the very first pregnant mom that actually did it, and she didn't know what we were doing. And I said, trust me, you're gonna want this, and when your kid acts up later, because I'm a father, I said, when your kid acts up later, he's gonna want to remember you carried him, you know. So film this. And so for some people, it might be like, oh, that's a little weird.
That is definitely weird, bro.
As a father, I'm like, you know, I wish there would have been some moments and that my son could, you know, see moms, you know, have that moment.
You could just like take a video of them. We have videos already.
Happy 18th birthday. This is your mom at 6.5 months pregnant.
No.
I am the first to clone myself in the whole world. I did this specially for you for your birthday. I love you so much.
It's a really weird time to be around all this stuff, to the point where they're not only mimicking and cloning people and voices, but things down to the lavalier microphone just to make it that much more believable. I don't know if anybody's seen the show Upload, but it feels like we are rapidly headed towards that, especially when these guys are talking about preserving moments and memories and locations. I 1000% understand having a picture or capturing video because we do have that amazing technology, but when you get to the point where you are capturing something that you can then alter at any point, you can change the wording, the message. Like, I don't want someone to say something they never said. It just feels weird. Now, as much as this burns my soul for science, next I wanted to attempt to clone myself. So you first need to upload a high quality talking head video of yourself so it can analyze, learn, and then spit out a clone version of you. And with that, I wanted to try to do something interesting with today's sponsor, RingCon. I already shot a 60-second spot for this video, but let's see what ChatGPT and cloned me can come up with. This is the Ringcon Gen 2 Smart Ring, and after wearing it daily, I can confidently say it's a game changer for health tracking. Unlike bulky smartwatches, this lightweight titanium ring discreetly tracks your heart rate, HRV, sleep, SpO2, and even stress levels, all without a subscription. Sleep tracking? Super accurate. It breaks down deep REM and light sleep with insights to optimize recovery. For reference, here is the real spot that I recorded. So huge thank you to Ringcon for sponsoring today's video. This is the Ringcon Gen 2, which I've been using for the past week, and there are a ton of features packed inside. Now, this is the world's first smart ring to include sleep apnea monitoring, which is a pretty big problem that's relatively easy to miss. It's over 90% accurate, and as we know, I've had my fair share of health problems over the last couple of years, but thankfully, after monitoring with this, sleep apnea is not anything I have to add to that list. It comes in gold, silver, and matte black, which I'm wearing here. It is the lightest and thinnest smart ring, which absolutely adds to the comfort, and probably one of the most compelling things with the Ringcon Gen 2 is there's no monthly subscription fee, so you just buy the ring and that's it. The battery life is absolutely ridiculous. I haven't charged it since I've set this up, and you're gonna get about 10 to 12 days off a single charge. So the fact that this will last well over a week is kind of wild. The charging case is also rad because not only does this charge the ring itself, but the actual case holds a charge, so it's gonna give you some extra juice on the go as well. This monitors sleep, fitness, stress, and I've used it for all of the above. So if you want to check this out for yourselves, there's a special discount code linked below. You save some cash, it supports the channel, everybody wins. And yeah, it just feels inauthentic, cheap, and soulless when you compare the cloned version versus the real. I could maybe see this useful for generating some sort of concept or outline or pre-production type thing, almost like a storyboard, but to use it as is just feels ugh. The problem is though, I'm starting to see more and more of these AI generated spots pop up from both creators and brands. Unfortunately, the madness does not stop there, and the deeper I went down the HeyGen rabbit hole, the weirder things got. This video where you meet HeyGen's newest avatars, and it's kicked off by Georgia, who's super excited to introduce her new friends.
I'm Amelia.
Hi, I'm Amelia.
I'm Gerardo.
Hi, I'm June.
Hi, I'm Scarlett.
Hi, I'm Piper.
Hey, I'm Patrizio.
Hi, I'm Raul. I always find the perfect balance between casual comfort and business professionalism.
The eyes on every single one of these not only feel like there's no soul, but they're sucking yours out of you. The hands are usually doing something weird and something awkward, and I just hate everything about this. They then introduced their newest version of their avatars, 3.0, which they are dubbing the most lifelike with our buddy Nick.
Here's my avatar with a calm tone. I am a feather blowing in the wind. Sounds quite natural, right?
No, Nick, it doesn't.
Keep shining, knowing you can always count on me.
I am going to have nightmares from that singing. My favorite part though is immediately after he asks, could you tell that was AI generated? He reveals the big secret that, oh, guess what?
I'm an avatar too.
This may take the cake or at least tie the pregnant avatar clone from earlier, but they also have an avatar choir dubbed the musical journey, and it is definitely a journey. For some unexplained reason, their lips are all just trembling and shaking. While that synth is playing, they are doing some super authentic, totally naturally looking hand gestures, and then the magic hits.
They're smart, they're great, they're always reciting lines. When you need assistance, they'll be there just in time.
For starters, that's not a choir because you have one singular voice that seems to play for every avatar, including Gabriel. Oh my gosh. Who hit export on that, watched it back and was like, yeah, nailed it. If choir's not your thing and you want to sling electrolytes, they got you covered with Justin, Ivan, Adrian, and Jason. I don't know why the idea of just switching t-shirts mid-line or mid-video was going to add to the realism. Our boy Jason sounds like Microsoft Sam.
Lastly, I'd like to remind everyone of the importance of maintaining proper hydration.
Through our sales efforts, we've found that it's crucial for our customers to understand the benefits of Enter Hydrate.
These are so bad. Wade and Mason both look like they see dead people. And then we got Luke, who looks like he's being held hostage. In a confusing turn of events, this is Blake, who's an AI avatar clone of Brian, so I'm not sure why he chose a different name or why he's wearing two coats. The hand gestures, they just keep on coming. This is Edward, the digital twin of Eric, so I guess that adds some explanation of why they're choosing different names, because it's a twin or a sibling.
Although we come from advanced technology, our souls are from real humans.
Our souls are from real humans. This one might be the winner today. This video continues to talk about how advanced this tech is while it feels so bizarrely wrong, and it somehow looks like they shot this video 30 years ago. With that said, one of the absolute worst monstrosities that I've come across in this world is Top View AI. Just looking at some of their examples and demos, it is terrible. And I don't even think that really does it justice for how bad it is.
Like, don't even think about buying the Anchorwork N650, seriously. It's so small that it might just get lost in your pocket. And you definitely don't want something that magnetically sticks to your clothes.
And then to create one of these disasters, it is just about as low effort as you could possibly imagine. Take a TikTok link or a YouTube link or even an Amazon link. It will then cipher through reviews and the internet and generate some sort of vomit.
Unpopular opinion, gifting socks is actually genius. But are you really giving your dad a cat hat this year? Hey besties, your resident prank queen here. Let me introduce you to the prank pack. It's an empty box. You put the real gift inside and watch the chaos unfold. The box is so convincing. Look at the product description. They didn't miss a single detail. It's pure comedy gold. Level up your gift game. It's the gift of laughter. Boyfriend, girlfriend, mom, dad, everyone gets pranked. Don't be a basic gifter. Hit that link and get pranking. Seriously, add to cart now and unleash the legendary LOL.
So kind of reeling things back in, as entertaining and as ridiculous as all of that is, I think the reality is where this is headed is not a great place. From my end, getting into why I kind of really hate AI, a lot of it stems from how everything went down with my health. On a lighter note, I would kind of compare it to when Jared Leto back in 2020 went on a retreat pre-pandemic before everything was shut down, then came out and everything was just chaos. That's kind of how I felt with AI. On the serious side, with everything that's happened and the brain trauma and memory loss and derealization, it just kind of felt like everything prior to me just completely crumbling felt a little more normal. And when I came out of things, it just was completely bizarre. In some of the worst, the darkest of the dark moments, when I would be just laying down most of the day, I would have these little bursts or flashes where maybe I would hear something on TV. It could be about the Chicago Bulls or the Simpsons. I would have these moments where I'd be like, hey, I think I like that. And then trying to remember that was such a trippy thing. So ultimately, as I started to make progress, it felt like just everything shifted. We went from this place of AI being kind of a gimmick to holy shit, this got way too good, way too fast, and this is going to cause some serious problems. So in a lot of ways, I just really miss how things were. I love making videos. So to see we've gotten to this point where people want to take out the work, the art, the fun, it just really feels off. And then on the opposite side of that, feeling like I had this thing, video making, taken away from me, and where I'm actively trying to get back to do it comfortably, seeing things reduced to the lowest common denominator where it's just churning things out video after video and there's just no depth or substance to me, it just kind of drives me mad. There's a fantastic video by Curtis Connor that dives into the faceless YouTube channel epidemic, if you will. And then seeing where things have gone with this tech channel, it just feels like we're headed towards the next dark chapter of a quick, easy, simple, lowest common denominator way to make a quick buck. I know with YouTube, you're supposed to check the box when something is AI generated, but right now it doesn't feel like it's being moderated very well. Hopefully this video serves as two things. One, a PSA to be aware of it, to look out for it, to not fall for it, and just click on some Amazon affiliate links. And then alternatively, if you make videos or you want to make videos, It inspires you to make something because it is fun to turn the camera on. It is fun to learn lighting and to mess with composition. And I don't want to live in a world where everything is just automated. Aside from that, if you haven't caught my most recent health update video, I would love for you to check that out. It has been a ride. That doesn't even begin to really sum things up. A lot of new things, brain stuff, my eyes turning off from my brain, and it's been a journey to get here. So I'm working my ass off. I appreciate you guys, and I will catch you guys later.
This is the Asus Firecon 15. It's been 25 years since Apple dropped out of the smartphone market, but this looks to be the top contender of 2075. It packs an Amazon J12 processor with 68 hypercooled cores and a 1,245 megapixel camera with 100,000 recording and CR conversion built directly in.